Hi, Dharam, and welcome to Upstream's Tech Talk series. I'm Faye from Upstream Security, and we offer the first cloud-based cybersecurity solution that's purpose-built to protect connected vehicles and smart mobility services from cyber threats and misuse through the use of data. I'll be the host of this Upstream Tech Talk and handing it over to you for a quick introduction.
Thank you so much, Faye. Nice talking to you again, and thanks for having me. I'm Dharam Sheoran. I head Wipro's automotive business. So all the work that we do for OEMs, Tier 1 suppliers, as well as some very interesting technology companies which are working in our industry. So I've been with Wipro for a long time, and yeah, that's me.
So, I'm particularly interested in the automotive space. Before we dive into the depth of this conversation, can you just give our viewers a little bit of a recap of what Wipro does specifically within that space?
Yeah, so automotive is one of the core industries for us, and we work across the value chain of automotive, right from product development, engineering, to manufacturing, sales and marketing, and across Wipro services of engineering, IT, consulting, application development, BPO services. So we work really across the entire spectrum. And more recently, we have developed a lot of IPs around connected services, autonomous vehicles, and as well as in sales and marketing areas like online car buying and warranty and so on and so forth. And more recently, we launched our connected vehicle services studio, which is the latest offering.
Beautiful. So I know within that industry, those industries that you work with, you're working with the automotive industry, which right now is that shift to connected cars and the services that are involved with that connected car ecosystem. So as a company that works to integrate those things, can you highlight a little bit more about what those services look like? What are those services that you see shifting or changing when it comes to the connected car ecosystem and space?
Yeah. See, today's vehicles are becoming another digital asset or a device in our life. They are no longer just a car of passion of driving and commuting. And people are expecting more and more from the cars, from vehicles. It could be motorbikes, it could be other connected vehicles that we are using in our daily life. And the way we see that, people are expecting more and more personalized experiences as we interact or as we use our cars. We are expecting the car should know me as an individual. It should know my preferences at a basic level about controls, ergonomics, navigation, drive and vehicle management. Can I take my preferences as I move across vehicles? So the platform and the OEM should know me as an individual. Can the car adjust to different drivers, for example, in a family who may be using it? So these are some of the basic services, how you experience the car. Then it integrates with my extended work of world of entertainment, work, payments, marketplace, connections with infrastructure around me. I go to my office, I go to a parking station, I go and pay tolls. So how does this car connects? Do I want to buy a coffee? Can I pre-order and I just pick through a driveway? So we are expecting a lot more, how it just extends and seamlessly enable the world for us. If you are no longer driving in future, so can I work in my car? So can it be my workspace? So we are expecting more and more, and so that's those are the kind of services that we are expecting from future vehicles. And also we are expecting, like we use for our devices, can it grow with me? So it is not a static device which you buy and use for 3 years or 5 years or 7 years. It is can I get new updates? Can I get new applications? So everything which is happening, can it continue to evolve as I'm expecting or as the features are available? So those are, I think, some of the unique things that we are seeing, or unique services which are being delivered in today's vehicle. And we at Wipro are working in the midst of it in delivering these services. We recently launched our connected automotive services studio, where we bring together a lot of these capabilities and deliver these services.
Seems like kind of a perfect world there with all of these different services and opportunities for users as well as OEMs. I'm sure there's complexities involved in that integration. Could you touch on that? What are some of the complications that you see with the integration process?
Yeah, it is, as you can imagine, it is, there is a whole lot of ecosystem which has to work together to bring these services. And it is, so the first complexity is how do you make it all work together seamlessly? And it's not just the OEMs, it's not just the tier ones, who primarily used to deliver most of the car which, we are using. It is the edge infrastructure providers, the digital infrastructure which goes into the car. It is the chips and sensors providers. It is the connectivity and IoT players. It is all those V2X connections with the infrastructure around us, the app developers, the connecting gateways which deliver the services of entertainment, work, or commerce, which we talked about. So it is, and the service provider like us who work to integrate these different services. So it's really understanding the whole ecosystem and bringing the best of those capabilities to make sure that we are leverage the best of every player to deliver these services. And this is continuously evolving. For example, with 5G coming in, it gives us a lot more capabilities to kind of almost connect in real time. So how do we leverage that? And the second, if I were to just add, is the another aspect is the multidisciplinary talent which is required to deliver these services, because it is not the traditional just the software development or just the engineering services. For example, just to give you real example of our automotive connected vehicle services studio that we are talking about there, across Wipro, we have brought different teams to deliver these services. We have brought our experienced designers from Wipro Design It or Wipro Digital, who are looking at, from a user-centric design perspective, how the experience should look like and how we design those experiences. We have our product engineering team, which are looking at in-car engineering, in-car development, and how we look at each of service as a product and do the entire lifecycle management of the product. We are bringing some of the unique IPs, like Auto Insight, which has the pre-configured services. We have our autonomous and ADAS platform, which is, which we are bringing into this. And of course, our, digital services expertise of development, validation, security services, and so on and so forth to bring it all. So it's really a very diverse talent and team that we have to put together to deliver these kind of services. And that's kind of another complexity I would see from at least the two different angles.
With all these players that you mentioned, it seems to be quite an element of trust needed in order for all of these things to work, in order for the integration to be successful, in order for all the services to work, because, of all the different people involved and all the different organizations or processes involved. How do you look at trust and securing those services? And particularly, I'll go in a little bit more deeper. How do you work with organizations or companies like Upstream when it comes to that security element of these services?
Yeah, that's a great question, Faye. And see, trust is the foundation to deliver these services in today's connected vehicles. Because just if you look at industry and some of the research firms have shown that we when we go look to buy a car, we look at the different features, different things that we are looking in a car. But how many of us were looking at is my vehicle secure? Maybe that was not a case few years ago, but if you see now, it's a north of 50% people who are looking, is my car secure? And depends across different geographies, different countries, but you'll see a big percentage of people are actually looking at trust and security as a foundation for their connected vehicles. And the exposure is not just to your vehicle. With all this, my word connected through my car, my rest of life is also exposed. It is my identity, it is my financials, it is my multiple aspects of our life. So
Yeah, and
so
access through a vehicle can lead to server access, which can lead to
yeah,
exposing a lot of elements with either you as an individual or an OEM even has that
yes.
vulnerability.
Of course, yeah. So the threat vectors have really increased, with the kind of capabilities which exist in today's car, and we are, from a security perspective, we are looking at security, from a product design and development stage to the actual application development, and then as well as the ongoing monitoring of these connected vehicles. So, for example, security and validation services for software, firmware, authentication, provisioning and deployment, decommissioning some of the services, very important, and then the ongoing over there updates and real-time monitoring. So all of this, it is, you have to really look at security through the entire life cycle, right from the design to the actual usage and end of life of the vehicle. And while we have some of these native capabilities of engineering and running the cyber threat management platforms, I think the second part of your question, the partnership with Upstream brings a great capability, because Upstream brings a unique IP and platform which can take the real-time data from the vehicle and do the threat intelligence across so many hosts of different threat vectors and throw the insights which can be actioned upon. And we as a company have the capability to run at global scale the cyber threat management platform, the cyber threat management centers, and we have the cyber threat management platform where we can integrate solutions like Upstream to deliver the real-time monitoring services. And that's something that we have done. So we have taken this, we have come together and we have set up a vehicle security operations center. We have 3 operational now across North America, Europe, and Asia. And so this is a great partnership, and the capability that Upstream brings is really helpful to deliver these real-time monitoring services for millions of connected vehicles which are out there in the field.
Great. And, we're really, really happy to work with you as well. I think we're running short on time here, so I'm going to hand it over to you to say any last will and testaments, any last things that you want to let our users know or our viewers know. Handing it right back to you to close this up.
Yeah, so it's an exciting space. We would see more and more of such amazing services and features evolve in the future of vehicles. I love every day when I read, just recently I read about Mercedes in their vision avatar vehicle, concept vehicle. They are talking about not driving, but creating a bond with your car through your heartbeat and fingerprint. So, it's amazing what the future holds for us. So really excited to be part and contribute to this transformation, and great to have partners like Upstream in this industry, in this journey.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed this call, and I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.